economy. So this was a first time. We're proud of our efforts. We're already planning next year to make things bigger and better. I want to just close in thanking the council and the city manager's office for your support. We know you all are champions of small business, which means a lot, and Mackenzie will tell you some of the specifics.
Thank you so much, and thanks for allowing us to be here tonight. Eric and I, we did the math, and through marketing and outreach efforts, the DSMA and Chamber were able to share the Shop Small to Win Big campaign to over 20,000 people, mostly residents throughout the peninsula. So that's through newsletters, organic social media, paid digital marketing, printed collateral, and maybe most importantly, word of mouth. We help keep San Mateo small businesses top of mind during one of the busiest shopping weekends of the year. Not only did we reach potential visitors and customers, but we also got the attention of other groups who support local businesses. Organizations from Burlingame and Foster City reached out to us because they were inspired by our efforts. So we were very excited about that. We are about to draw our winners, or have you draw winners. But first I want to highlight the wonderful businesses who donated tonight's prizes. So thank you to Porterhouse, Christensen and Rafferty Fine Jewelry, Golden Moon Gallery, Elements Therapeutic Massage, Fanloli Beauty, and Cuban Kitchen. Thank you to those merchants for supporting our campaign and our community, and thank you to everyone who participated in Small Business Saturday. Okay.
And now, without further ado, you each get to pick a lucky winner. Starting with our new city manager, Alex Kojikian. This is a $50 gift certificate to Porterhouse.
Whoa.
And the winner is
Ileana Valdez.
Yay! Okay, our next prize is Christian and Rafferty Fine Jewelry for a value of $250. Christina Horaceberger is polling the next name.
And the lucky winner is Chrissy Dong.
Yay, Chrissy!
Congratulations.
Okay. Our next prize is a beautiful, beautiful bowl from Golden Moon Gallery. Councilmember Lorraine polling the next winner.
Apologies if I butcher your name. Becky Romero.
Congratulations, Becky. Then we have maybe the best prize, a 1-hour massage with Elements. The lucky winner being pulled by our Deputy Mayor Diaz-Nash.
Lisa Diaz-Nash. No. No, she only wishes. Claudia Galbo.
Claudia, congratulations. Okay, our next prize is a gift certificate to Fun Loli in downtown for $30. Councilmember Hedges.
Tiffany Yee.
Tiffany Yee, congratulations. Okay, and our final prize, Cuban Kitchen, Cocina Cubana, being pulled by Councilmember Newsom.
Colin Dong.
Colin Dong, congratulations. Thank you all.
Thank you very much to both DSMA and the Chamber. This collaboration is fantastic, and we look forward to you doing many, many more things together with all of us. So we're moving, yes, there we go. Feel free to interrupt with applause anytime like that. Very important. So the next item is the consent calendar. Deputy Clerk, would you please read the calendar?
With pleasure, Deputy Mayor. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered by the Council to be routine and will be enacted by one motion without discussion. If discussion is desired, that item may be removed and considered separately. Item number 2, new objective design standards for multifamily and residential mixed-use development, ordinance adoption. Item number 3, municipal code cleanup amendments for San Mateo Municipal Code, Chapter 7.35, mandatory organic waste disposal reduction ordinance adoption. Item number 4, Delaware Street Safe Routes to School corridor bicycle improvements, appropriation, budget transfer, and agreement. Item number 5, police vehicle computer replacement purchase. Item number 6, Bermuda Drive utility relocation project agreement. Item number 7, staffing of police officers at College of San Mateo football games agreement. Item number 8, child care facilities fund loan for improvements at 2575 Flores Street agreement. Item number 9, citywide tree planting services appropriation and agreement. Item number 10, Cal Recycle grant applications. And item number 11, Fallen Heroes Memorial Artwork Fabrication Appropriation and Agreement. Item number 12, Excess Workers' Compensation Insurance Policy for calendars years 2024 and 2025 purchase. And finally, item number 13, Receipt and Use of Development Impact Fees and In lieu Fees Annual Report.
Thank you very much. Is there any member of the council who would like to pull an item from the consent calendar?
Through the mayor,
Yes.
or vice mayor, excuse me. I actually want to talk about one. I don't want to pull it.
Okay, so maybe we can do that after we take the vote, and then you
Let's talk about it before.
then go. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I actually talked about this with Zach. As you know, at the last meeting, we talked about increasing the number from 25 to some number not decided yet. And I talked to Zach about this because it has the 25 on it. And I also talked to him a little bit about the letters and also oral comments I got about some of the issues within the objective design standards. So he's told me that we can deal with this later, and so I'm good with that. I just wanted to let you all know that there are some of the things that were discussed in letters that can be dealt with actually by planning.
Great. Thank you very much. Is there any other member that wants to pull an item? No? Okay. Is there any member of the public who wishes to comment on any consent calendar item? Now would be the time to make your comment, but only for consent calendar items. Madam Clerk?
Madam Deputy Mayor, I have no hands raised and no speaker cards. So.
Okay, great. So then can I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Move the consent calendar.
A second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Hedges.
Yes.
Councilmember Lorraine.
Yes.
Councilmember Newsom. Yes. Deputy Mayor Diaz-Nash.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you very much. All right, well, we are now moving on to our ceremonial items. So I'm going to pull up the next script. I'm very well taken care of here. So ceremonial item number 14A is recognition of outgoing Mayor Lee. We're going to hold it on January 16th of 2024 at our regular city council meeting. So please put that on your calendar. So ceremonial item 14B, the council reorganization and nomination of mayor. It's now time to accept nominations for mayor. Would anyone like to make one?
I would like to make a nomination.
Yes.
I would like to nominate Vice Mayor Lisa Diaz-Nash for mayor.
And is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilmember Hedges.
Yes.
Councilmember Lorraine.
Yes.
Councilmember Newsom. Yes. Deputy Mayor Diaz-Nash.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
You don't know how special that was. Normally, the city clerk would admonish us all for clapping and cheering. So thank you all very, very much. Now we have to go on and nominate the deputy mayor. And I am going to take the prerogative as the new mayor of San Mateo to nominate Councilmember Rob Newsom as deputy mayor of San Mateo.
And I would like to second that.
Thank you very much. So may we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Diaz-Nash?
Yes.
Councilmember Hedges?
Yes.
Councilmember Lorraine?
Yes.
Councilmember Newsom? Yes. Motion carries 4-0.
Welcome, Deputy Mayor. May all the meetings go so lively. Yes. All right. So then I guess it's time for remarks from the incoming mayor.
Yes.
Is that okay? Yes, all right. Just want to make sure. We all know that the person who really runs the city is the city clerk, Patrice Olds. So just, you know. And we all know I'm going to hear it afterwards for making that remark, but that's okay. So anyhow, thank you all so much. It really is a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to be selected as incoming mayor for San Mateo, this great city. But first, before anything else, I want to thank my amazing, gorgeous, fabulous family that is sitting up here, who I love with all my heart. And if I don't start crying, I will be really well. So number one, my amazing husband and partner, Michael. Our remarkable daughters, Sarah and Mary. And their incredible spouses, Bethia and Forrest. And then the person who's put up with me longer than anybody else in this room, my brother Jim Diaz and his son Ray. And we have Garth and Cameron filling out the Mitchell contingent. I don't know, what are we, father-in-law and mother-in-law? I'm not quite sure what that means in English, but wonderful. And so many wonderful extended family, relatives and friends who are here tonight or somewhere in Zoom land. So thank you all very, very much. And I want to thank everyone who is here tonight. It is so important that everyone participate in government. Your presence is important, and it is very much appreciated. And I would also like to not forget to acknowledge the families of my fellow council members and the families of city staff, because they are the reason we all are here able to do what we do. So thanks to them very, very much. To my dedicated, passionate, and thoughtful fellow council members here and at home, I want to thank you for sharing your unique life experience and capabilities with this city. We have learned from each other, we've tackled difficult issues together, all the while laser focused on the top priority that we all have for being here, to serve all of San Mateans today and to do everything we can in our capabilities to make sure that San Mateo is set up to grow strong and more vibrant for generations to come. To our smart, dedicated, and capable city staff on the dais, in the back of the room, up and down all layers of this city. We have so many of them who are so incredible. I want to say thank you because I have learned from all of you so much this year. I came on as a Green Council member. I'm now semi-green, but it's all because of you. I see you use your talents every day, solving a resident's problem, helping a local business attract new customers, keeping our community safe from crime, from fire, from flooding, and whatever other traumas are going to come our way, and imagining new ways of doing your jobs so that our city continues to prosper and attract the high caliber of city employees we are so fortunate to have. Our staff is led by some of the most talented department heads anywhere on the peninsula, and our assistant city manager, and along with our new, exciting, community-focused city manager, Alex Kajikian, who has a vision for this city only as big and capable as we can imagine, and only to be outdone by the capabilities of our community to rise to the occasion. I am committed to supporting all of you, and I know we, the council, will work with all of you together. Most importantly, though, I want to say thank you to our beautiful, diverse, and innovative community, and the newly painted racial equity mural on the B Street pedestrian mall, which if you haven't seen it, please go down and take a look. It says everything I want to say because we have so much diversity of so many kinds in San Mateo. And when you look at the mural, it helps me understand how we are all woven together into a river that is flowing with power and goodwill into the future. And I believe this is so powerful because diversity is our community strength. So thank you to our community for past, present, and future. So now I'm going to be a little biased. San Mateo is the largest city on the peninsula. I believe we also have the greatest potential of any city on the peninsula because of our community abilities, our abundance of natural resources, our ideal location, and our economic vitality. I will focus my year as mayor on working with everyone inside and out of this city to transform our potential into reality, uplifting all that makes San Mateo great and figuring out how to fill the gaps. The end goal is to have people, businesses, and partners think of San Mateo as where you want to be, no matter who you are. Much of the work is already underway, but we can now talk about our many opportunities under a common vision, brainstorm quick wins that we can have, from cleaning our downtown sidewalks a little more frequently, for making our permit processes a little faster and easier to go through, to pitching ideas to make our streets more pedestrian and bicycle safe, and to reinstalling and restating the Mayor's Quarterly Community Hero Award, which was a wonderful program started by former Mayor Diane Pappin. Longer-term actions I would love to see us undertake include realizing the potential of our B Street pedestrian mall as a true community gathering place and place of celebration. We've made great starts on it, but there is so much more we can do. Making all that staff does to respond to community requests more transparent, and continuing the long-term work of investing in the infrastructure we must have to have that great future city we have detailed in our General Plan 2040. All of this while we maintain strong fiscal management that San Mateo is well known for. If we are asking our residents and businesses to invest in our city's future, we must demonstrate as a city that we are doing whatever we can to be fiscally prudent and using the funds they entrust to us in the most efficient way possible. This is an exciting city and a very exciting time to be here. We have completed our draft general plan, as I mentioned, but now we have to transform that vision into the reality of daily work of local government. So as our former mayor, Maureen Fresquet, said, City Council is your voice, but we cannot hear what you do not say. So please, everyone, get involved. Share a quick win with us. Sign up for a community discussion. Join your neighborhood association. Start a neighborhood watch block. Apply to be on a city board or commission, or come up with a new way we haven't even begun to think about. Once again, I wanted to say thank you to Patrice and our entire city clerk's office for making tonight and every city council meeting possible. We all know, as I said before and I will say again, that she is one of our greatest assets, and she has built a team that is incredibly valuable. So thank you again, Patrice, and your team for everything you do. So I invite all of my colleagues, city staff, and San Mateo community members to join with me to help make San Mateo where you want to be now and for generations to come. Thank you in advance for your support and for your occasional tough love. I am eager to listen and learn. Thank you all so much. So I think now we are ready to take public comment for all actions under item 14.
That is correct, Madam Mayor.
Is there anyone who wants to make public comment?
I do have in-person public comment. First speaker is Mary Nash.
Who's that?
Oh, hey. Lisa Diaz-Nash, mom, congratulations. I've always felt like the luckiest girl in the world to have a mom like you, one that taught me to dream big and do what made me happy, one who encouraged me to truly care about my community and how I can make it stronger. You taught me how to act with strength and optimism. Your endless energy has impressed me my whole life, from running a nonprofit to help people get access to education and safe drinking water, to working a full-time job and still showing up to all of my school events. You always seek to do more. San Mateo is lucky to have you. I know you'll continue to lead with an open door, a big smile, and forever inspiring those around you to care more and do more than they thought they could before, as you did for me. I love you, and I'm so proud to call you my mom. Congratulations, Mayor.
Next speaker is Forrest Mitchell.
Hello, everyone. My name is Forrest Kazuo Mitchell, and I'm Mayor Lisa Diaz-Nash's son-in-law. I just wanted to take a quick moment to express how happy I am to be here and how proud I am of San Mateo's newly appointed mayor. I've always been so inspired by Lisa. She works tirelessly to bring people together, learn more, and figure out how she can help those around her. Over the last decade I've known Lisa, I've always been welcomed into her family with open arms, love, and celebration. She's been an amazing role model for consistency, always staying true to her moral compass, prioritizing kindness, connection, and compassion. And while things may get tough at times, she always handles challenges with thoughtful action and grace. I feel so fortunate to have her in my family. I'd like to thank everyone who's come out tonight, whether you've been a longtime supporter of Lisa or maybe have different views. That's all okay, because Lisa Diaz-Nash is someone who's willing to hear all viewpoints and collaborate. I truly believe this city is now in good hands and have full confidence in this council to move San Mateo forward together. Congratulations, Mayor Lisa Diaz-Nash. Much love.
Bithia Rosales, why don't you just go ahead and stay?
I've got good old-fashioned paper here. Good evening. My name is Bethia. I'm Lisa's daughter-in-law, married to her daughter Sarah, her amazing daughter Sarah. I want to take this opportunity to not only wish you all a healthy, happy, and productive year ahead, but to also remind Lisa of what a remarkable woman that she is. Lisa, one word I would use to describe you is resilient. You've been through a lot throughout your life, and you have faced it with strength, dignity, generosity, and kindness. We, your family, are very proud of you. I know you love to give the gift of an experience. So I hope this experience of serving on the city council and serving your community, and now as mayor, in spite of some painful moments, was all you hoped for. We love you. Congratulations.
Next speaker is Connie Weiss.
I didn't know that these tributes were going to make me cry, so I got to pull myself together. Congratulations, Mayor Diaz-Nash, on your appointment to mayor. I have friends in every district, and they all know you care deeply about the issues that concern them. You may have been elected to represent District 1, but you are truly a leader for all San Mateo. Thank you for your, I can't look at you, Lisa. Thank you for your dedication to this city and for respecting residents and hearing their voices above outside special interests. You are truly a breath of fresh air. Thank you.
Just a little suggestion, maybe we hold the applause for the last, we have 4 or 5 more speakers, just kind of move the evening along. So our next speaker is Supervisor Noelia Corzo. And then it'll be Lisa Vandevorde, and then Tom Lees, and then Dave Cohen.
Good evening. I haven't missed one of these in many years, and I wouldn't miss it tonight.
Thank you.
So I want to start off by saying congratulations to each and every one of you. And I truly mean that, because the roles that you have stepped into are really important for our community. And I know that you all recognize that. The roles that you've stepped into are critical for the future of our community, and I hope that you have all of the guidance and support that you need to fulfill these roles. I also want to take just one moment to recognize the tone of this meeting and how it is a tone of celebration, of safety, and how much I wish that this would have been the same tone last year. All of your families are here, and it's clear that they love you, just as everyone's family loves them, right? My son was here last year, and I wish that he could have had the type of experience that we're having tonight, an experience that everyone is worthy of. I also want to take a moment to say that, while we might not always agree on everything, we are all part of this same community. Mm-hmm. And as your county supervisor, I am in a very similar situation to basically all of you here right now. We've all gotten through almost one entire year in these new roles, and you don't have to agree with me right here, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And I've made it through almost my first year as well, and let me tell you, this next year, everything that I had planned for year 1, I didn't get to all of it, but year 2, I definitely will. And you're all a part of that. So I want to appreciate you all for all of your time and commitment to our community. And I want to invite each and every single one of you to be in this work together. I will be reaching out to all of you to schedule meetings one-on-one, and I hope that we can have regular meetings, because there's a lot of important work coming up this next year. Mm-hmm. And I truly, truly believe that if we can get through all of the bumps and if we can collaborate, we'll all be better for it. And I also want to just say that as someone that has grown up in this community, I really hope that this council can one day reflect every single person in this community. And we're not all the way there yet, if we're honest with ourselves, right? So I want to just, say that as a reminder that let's think about that as we make choices in the future. Let's find opportunities for others. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next speaker, Lisa Vandevorde, followed by Tom Lees, and then Dave Cohen.
Welcome, esteemed Mayor Lisa Diaz-Nash. As someone who chauffeured you in your first campaign parade for City Council, I'm excited to see you finally sitting there and here rather than in that little seat of my little convertible. As you remember, I was the backup car for the Bentley that conked out. Anyway, it's been a long time coming and a lot of hard work and late nights from then until now. But your arrival to the center of this dais brings with it a renewed sense of energy, cooperation, leadership, and respect that San Mateo eagerly awaits. Embracing diverse perspective is a cornerstone of progress, and your commitment to welcoming and incorporating these viewpoints into a unified vision for our city is truly admirable. Your inclusive approach promises an exciting journey ahead where every voice contributes to a shared future. Here's to collaborative efforts and diverse ideas that will shape a brighter 2024 for San Mateo under your leadership. Congratulations.
Thank you. Tom Lees, followed by Dave Cohn.
Hi. I have a flood-free shirt on. I just want to represent. Flood-free, right? I just want to say that, first of all four of you, amazing rookies of the year, all of you. You're all really, for you guys, really amazing job, all of you. And I met Lisa, a friend of mine, invited me to a sister district event at your house, and then I somehow got myself invited to a party at your house, and then we did the Peace Patrol together for Peace Collaborative, and my friends Marlene and Cindy are here. I really respect and appreciate them, and I just want to honor my labor heroes and former Mayor Rich and Rick. Sorry. Yeah, Rick. I always like to honor the people who came before, and I was hoping to thank Ammo for her service, but I thank her for her service. And Adam, I saw yesterday cleaning a storm drain, and and we talked about how tonight is going to be a good night of celebration and not consternation. And so I'm really glad to be here, and I know you're going to be a great mayor, and I know you're a great leader. I was patrolling with Connie, who was your campaign manager, and we got to walk the beautiful neighborhoods of San Mateo, and I'll just make I won't make a shout out for anything right now, but anyway, just congratulations and looking forward for your service. Thank you so much.
Dave Cohn.
And I think we were told not to applaud after every time, yeah.
Thank you. Mayor Nash, council members, and staff. As you know, I'm Dave Cohen. I'm speaking for Ethics San Mateo, a California nonprofit public benefit corporation. And for once, I can take a breath between each sentence with 3 minutes. This will take 45 seconds. In consideration that Mayor Nash was one of 2 council members on this dais, not counting Mr. Hedges because you weren't in the foray yet, to declare their support of an independent ethics commission as surveyed during the last council election, thus, Mr. Hedges, you were not there. We wish to congratulate our new mayor and express our hopes we can collaborate in fulfilling ESM's mission to lead and to support efforts by the residents of San Mateo to ensure our city is served according to the highest level of ethical standards and behavior. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you intended to speak under item 14 in Zoom, please raise your hand now. We have one speaker. Laura Bent, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. This is Laura Bent. I'm a resident of San Mateo, and I lead the efforts of a local nonprofit in our San Mateo city, and I wish to express my deep gratitude to our former mayor, who I understand is not there this evening, but thank her for her service, and certainly welcome our new leadership, Mayor Diaz-Nash and our vice mayor. It is an exciting evening for sure, and I look forward to the continued work of this city council in ensuring that our city remains the best of the best, which I know is an ultimate goal. Lisa, congratulations. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but congratulations to you, and I look forward to our continued collaboration and working together. I know you're a woman who gets things done, so I look forward to continuing our work together and more selfies throughout the year. Thanks so much.
You got it.
Thank you, and we have a surprise speaker in Senator Josh Becker. Please go ahead, Senator Becker.
Thank you. Nice to be here virtually with all of you, and just to add my congratulations to the incoming team, to Mayor Nash, who I've known for many years, and across working for the environment first, and working across the country to elect good people, and then of course on the many, many issues facing our community. So congratulations to her, and want to congratulate the new incoming Vice Chair, Mr. Newsom. Congratulations to you as well, and thank the outgoing team for their work, and just say I look forward to continuing the partnership in what is the largest city in my district. That is a very important part of our region, and all the work that we're doing together on so many issues. So just thanks. That's all I want to say is congratulations to the new team, and look forward to continuing our partnership going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can clap now. And we have one final speaker, Seema Patel.
Good evening, City Council. I want to start by congratulating our outgoing leadership team, which includes now Mayor Nash as well as former Mayor Lee. Particularly want to thank Mayor Lee for all of the work that she's done over this past year, working on the general plan, the stormwater ballot initiative, and the REACH codes in particular stand out to me as some really important initiatives that are going to help set this city on a really great future. I also want to take the opportunity to congratulate our new leadership team, Mayor Nash and Deputy Mayor Newsom. Your passion and your commitment to this city are well known. I have every confidence that you are going to spend the next year working incredibly hard to advance the goals that you have stated for our community. And I'm really looking forward to working with you over the next year. Congratulations.
Thank you. We have two more speakers.
Okay.
First is Assemblymember Diane Pappen.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, then I saw Becker, and I go, I got to say something. I'm in the room, for heaven's sakes. Well, it's lovely to be before this council. I don't think I have been before you. Mayor Nash, I just want to congratulate you. Deputy Mayor Newsom, I'd like to congratulate you. I'd like to congratulate the other members of the council. Here's to a year of collaboration and leadership, and this is the biggest city in my district as well as my home district. It has a special place in my heart, and I just feel we're in great hands. So I thank you. Lord knows the money is great, and I know that's why you're here. I know, I paid my dues on that score. But you cannot do this work without it being a labor of love, and a labor for the process, and a labor of love for the community. And to that, I applaud you, and I am so grateful for your service. So go get them. Thanks.
And our final speaker is Nicole Fernandez.
Hello, honorable council members. Good evening. I'm so pleased to be here, and congratulations to incoming Mayor Diaz-Nash and incoming Deputy Mayor Rob Newsom. I am here simply to parrot two quotes that a legendary council member in San Mateo told us time and time again. And having been a resident of the city for 15 years, I had the pleasure of knowing John Lee a little bit. One, which Mayor Diaz-Nash embodies: disagree without being disagreeable. And I look forward to working with a person who I know I may have political differences with, but will always be willing to work with anybody, any community organization in the room. The other one is be the person your dog thinks you are. And as a person who has many dogs, and I know your daughters and daughters-in-law and their spouses bring dogs to your house on the weekend, I know that you love dogs as much as anybody, and I am sure that as mayor, you are going to be the person that your dogs think you are. Thank you for all of you for ably representing the city. You certainly don't do it for the glory. You certainly don't do it for the positive vibes that get sent your way, especially on Nextdoor. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for continuing your service on council, and congratulations again to Mayor Diaz-Nash and Deputy Mayor Newsom. Thank you.
Are there any more
Mayor
comments?
Diaz-Nash, we have completed public comment on item 14.
Thank you very much. And before we close this public comment, I get to take a do-over like they do in the Academy Awards. When somebody forgets someone, I am sitting here looking at Leo and Verge Rosales out in the hall, who are the parents of my gorgeous daughter-in-law, Bethia. And they are incredible parts of our family, and I'd like to say thank you very much to you two. So with that, let us move on to public comment for items that are not on the agenda. So, Madam Clerk, do we have any public comment?
Yes, Madam Mayor, we do. We have one, two, three, four, five public comment. So the first speaker is Connie Weiss, followed by Rick Bonilla, Jean Alston, Frank Elliott, and then Chris Meisner. And Lori Heater.
Thank you.
So if we could have Connie Weiss come up first. Okay.
How much time do I have? Oh, be good. Okay. Good evening. In the 28 years that I've lived in Baywood, I have walked every street in my neighborhood countless times, and am always astounded of the beauty that surrounds me, including the architecturally historic homes. I had the honor to hear the first owner of my 1936 home talk about the planning, building, living their lives in the home that they loved so much and that I would grow to love too. I know many neighbors feel the stewardship that I do with my home. There is no feeling of a loss of property rights, but instead a deep respect for the honor to honor homes that we get to call ours and protecting them for future generations as a historic district. And history is a funny thing. Within about a 5-house radius, I have neighbors who are Black, Hispanic, Chinese, and Indian. I am Jewish. None of us could have bought our homes when Baywood was first built, but today we are the history that is moving Baywood forward. Historic registration is not red tape, but a big red bow showing us the gifts we get to enjoy every day and well into the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Rick Bonilla, followed by Jean Alston, and then Frank Elliott.
Thank you very much. I am former Mayor Rick Bonilla. Thank you, all of you council members. I want to congratulate all of you on making it through your first year on the council. I know that it has its trials and tribulations, ups and downs. It's a challenging position to be in. I hope you're really enjoying it because there's a lot of great opportunity to do really wonderful things. I want to thank the person who is not here, the Mayor Amarantz Lee, for, I think, enduring through a very tough time on many different levels. And now I want to comment on something which I know is going to strike a distinctly different tone from everything we've heard tonight, but it has to do with what we just heard about, Historic Preservation District, which is being proposed. I oppose the Historic Preservation District in Baywood. I speak to oppose it as a historic district. Historic designation negatively impacts the rights of property owners by increasing red tape, limiting design choices, increasing costs to maintain and update homes, and making it more difficult to sell properties. It will definitely limit the ability to provide much-needed new homes in San Mateo. Historic districts are a permanent designation that will cast a shadow over the Baywood neighborhood and all other neighborhoods which will be impacted by this blight. And I can explain to anybody who wants to know why I say that. We cannot allow an unelected group of individuals from the Baywood Neighborhood Association and the San Mateo Heritage Alliance to usurp our property rights without the approval of the Baywood property owners or the city council, and certainly everybody in San Mateo, I believe, should have a voice. Know that the people of San Mateo who are most negatively impacted are single mothers, low-income people, and our seniors. Those people who have been being displaced by our economy, where the rent keeps going up, and where, because of the scarcity of housing, things are just getting more difficult all the time. The law that is being sought to put out of place in Baywood is Senate Bill 9 and some other state laws, which allow, under these new state laws, for certain changes that property owners may be allowed to make to their home, to their property, to indeed split their lots, should they choose to actually build some additional housing in the city of San Mateo, which we really need. The truth is that this measure also represents a taking from the people and the homeowners of San Mateo, because while it's considered preservation and protection by the people of Baywood, other people will need to allow the building of more building under the sixth cycle of RENA, the state law, our housing element, throughout the rest of the city, in those areas which don't have this protection, if this protection does become a reality. Residents throughout the rest of the city will need to make room, and everybody that I know who is in favor of allowing, oh, is that my 3 minutes?
Yes.
Wow. Anyway, I think you understand what I'm saying. So,
I think we do.
Thank you all very much, and I hope we can do everything we have to do in the future in a civil and respectful way. Thank you all very much.
Okay, so thank you. The next speaker, we have 7 speakers, is Jean Alston, followed by Frank Elliott and Chris Meisner, then Lori Heater, then Michelle Macara, then Tom Lees, and Lisa Vandervoort. Lisa Vandervoort will be our last speaker.
All right. Well, first off, congratulations, Mayor Nash, on your appointment, as well as Deputy Mayor Newsom. I really look forward to just getting your consensus building and collaboration and inclusiveness. I'm here along with several folks, 200 of our San Mateo neighbors, that are opposing this push for a historic district. And while there's been this claim that there's consensus in the neighborhood, there hasn't been any process, to my knowledge, that measures this. And the San Mateo Heritage Alliance itself went over the City Council's head to go to the National Register and State Register to declare a historic district, even though the council can declare it on their own. You have the power to do this. But the reality is, all of us, residents and the city, have little influence over what happens, what the state decides. 95% of our homeowners can object to this, and the state still can move forward. 5 out of 5 city council members could object to this, and the state can still move forward. Therefore, I think it's very important that the city plays a role, brings folks together to have the real discussion about what are the real facts, what is the decision-making process, and what can be done before it's too late. Thank you.
Next speaker is Frank Elliott, followed by Chris Meisner, and then Lori Heater.
Good evening, everybody, and also congratulations to the newly appointed people. I'm really happy that you guys are serving our community, and I know it's a labor of love. And it's also very heartwarming, Mayor Nash, to see your family here and all these supporters. So I apologize in advance if some of my comments don't resonate with you completely. Following up with what Jean said, the reality is that this process that's the San Mateo Heritage Alliance has taken is bypassing the city, it is bypassing the residents, and going directly to the state and federal government. So what I'm going to ask is something that was talked about last meeting, is I would like you to consider, and I don't know if Mayor Lee or out today, or former Mayor Lee out, whether this can be done is, I'd really like you to agendize this item for the next meeting. If it's not part of the meeting, then perhaps as council member, now Deputy Mayor Rich Hedges suggested last meeting, suggested we could have an informational meeting. So I see you're shaking your head, but I thought you recommended it last meeting. So we can wait to February, as Mayor Nash has suggested, to see what happens in these informational meetings. But the reality is, this application is moving forward while the city council sits still. And given that this can happen regardless of what city council does, I think we need to act more quickly rather than waiting. I think another thing can be done is something that former Mayor Lee recommended is the city council could ask the San Mateo Heritage Alliance to temporarily suspend their application until the city has a chance to look at this process, and so we can all better understand it, because I think this is something that's never been done in the city of San Mateo. We don't really know how it works. So I'd say this to the council and to everybody in the audience, is that whether you're for historic districts or whether you're against it, let's slow this process down and get our heads all together and figure out how this works, so we can all have a better understanding of whether we can have a voice or we can't have a voice, and we all have a chance to participate in the process. So thank you very much.
Chris Meisner is the next speaker, followed by Lori Hayter, and then Michelle Macara. And if you're planning on speaking, you can come line up against this wall so we can move through as expeditiously as possible, please.
Can I start? Thanks. First, I want to say congratulations, Mayor Nash. When we moved into Baywood, you and your husband were some of the first people to welcome us. So congratulations on your new role.
Thank you.
I don't have prepared remarks, but I thought I should come and speak because my background is relevant. I have a degree in architecture from Princeton. I've lived in San Mateo for over 20 years. And I actually joined the Historical Alliance when I moved into Baywood. And I have to say that I'm disappointed, and I find it illogical and illegitimate that this application has been filed with the state for a historic district. Illogical because all the things that the proponents of this historic district claim we need are well covered by existing zoning and neighborhood reviews. So why do we take this next step without having all the community on board? I find it's illegitimate because if you look at the criteria for the National Trust for Historic Preservation, the Baywood neighborhood does not actually fulfill the primary three criteria. It is not of consistent historic character. It is, in fact, a diverse neighborhood of styles with many homes that have been built since the 70s. The second thing is there are no famous architects or builders of note that are worth preserving in that neighborhood. The third thing is nothing happened in this neighborhood of historic significance. Washington did not sleep in any of these homes. So that's why I say it's illegitimate, but that's okay, let's have that conversation. Instead, what happened is in the cloak of night, this application was filed with the state resource board, not the National Trust for Historic Preservation. So I find what we must do now is we should pause this. And what I would say to all those who cherish their home, as I cherish my Spanish Revival home, file your own application to make your house and put your house on the historic register. Do that first, then let's build community consensus, and then let's see where we go. So thank you very much for your time, but please help us preserve the continuity and forward-looking aspect of this community that you talked about so eloquently in your opening remarks. Thank you.
Next speaker is Lori Heater, followed by Michelle Macara, then Tom Lees, and Lisa Vandervoort.
Good evening. Congratulations, Mayor Diaz-Nash, and to
Councilmember or Vice Mayor Newsom, and to all of you. I'm so thrilled to have a moment to greet you and say thank you for this opportunity. I'm Lori Heater, and I'm the president of the San Mateo Heritage Alliance, and I have lived in San Mateo for about 40 years now. And today I stand before you to champion a cause that transcends time and generations, and it safeguards the very essence of our shared identity, historic preservation. Historic preservation is not just about old structures. It's about safeguarding the rich tapestry of our shared human story. It's about preserving the threads that weave the fabric of our collective history, culture, and heritage. When we protect our historic landmarks, we are preserving the footprints of our ancestors, ensuring that the wisdom of the past guides our present and future. This isn't a task for one group. It's a collective responsibility that we all share. So let's stand united in recognizing that historic preservation is not a luxury, but a responsibility, an investment in the greater good. It's a pledge to safeguard our roots for the benefit of all. As stewards of the past, we shape a legacy that will endure for generations to come. We've been waiting for 30 years for more action on historic preservation, and we very much appreciate that the city is taking this up at this time. And I echo Mr. Elliott's request that the meeting be moved up. It would be great if the city could shed some truth to the many falsehoods that have been presented and misunderstandings about what the process actually is. Thank you.
Next speaker, Michelle Macara, followed by Tom Lees and Lisa Vandervoort.
Good evening, council members. Congratulations, Mayor Nash. So I'm here because a few months ago, I happened to check this book out from our beautiful library downtown. And what I noticed is that so many of these buildings are no longer here. The history of San Mateo is disappearing, and once it's gone, it's gone. It's not something that you can get back. So when I think about the history of San Mateo, who is here to protect it, other than the San Mateo History Alliance or Heritage Alliance? I don't know of any other organization that's working toward protecting the history of this city. And so I think it's so important, and it's something that we really should focus on. And when you look at the number of sites that we have in the National Historic Registry, we have 7. The city of Palo Alto has 22. And they have a whole organization within their city that focuses on historic preservation. So I'm wondering if that's not something that we can learn from and maybe see what's worked for them. It says the city of Palo Alto's historic preservation program began in 1979 and currently boasts 4 national registered districts and hundreds of individually significant resources. So what I'm asking tonight is maybe can we work with the city of Palo Alto to understand how they're preserving their historical sites? Because it just makes me sad to see so much of them disappearing, especially just recently. I know you've probably all seen this book. It's probably sold many places, but it's also in the San Mateo Library, which I picked up as well. So the house that was torn down most recently on 415 Fairfax was actually in this book. There's a beautiful picture of this home, which was built in 1933 by Mr. and Mrs. J.M. Chalmers at a cost of $7,500. So, you know, I worry about this history. I grew up in the Bay Area. I've lived in San Mateo almost 14 years. I just think history is so important to preserve. I also I don't understand why there's so much opposition to the historical district. Really, what I see is that those that oppose the Baywood Historic District are concerned with their pocketbooks. The argument about property rights is just a guise. The 2 main individuals that oppose a district are a construction contractor and a condo developer who really want to make money, and they're going to destroy history in the process. So, you know, the other thing that's really sad is they're targeting the Nashes. There was a postcard sent out today with a picture of the Nashes house. This is not okay. This should not be personal. This is about preserving history. It shouldn't be turning into this by the organization called Less Red Tape. So just something to bring to mind. Let's keep it civil, and let's think about what's best for San Mateo and preserve the history that we have instead of letting it disappear. Thank you very much.
Next speaker, no.
I'd like to echo everything that this lady just said. I think it's our duty and responsibility for future generations to preserve what little original architecture we have that makes this one of the things that make this city so beautiful. There is nothing being built nowadays that is preservable in the future. Everything's lowest first cost and built to not last. So if we can maintain like there's a former Mayor Claire Mack's neighborhood, that should be a historical district, or because those houses are old and they represent a certain time and place, just like Baywood. I've walked all through Baywood and it's a beautiful neighborhood. And again, there is no reason why everything has to be monetized and lots should not be allowed to be split everywhere. There's no reason for that except for making money. There's actually, from what I understand, ADUs are still allowed to be built in the backyards of, even if they're on the historical district. Am I right? I think I am. Am I right? Yes? Also, I believe, even if they're on the historical register, they can still they can still remodel their house on the inside. They can do work to the back, and the only thing they have to do if they want to make changes to the front is go to the planning commission. So I think there's a lot of scare tactics going on about, the historical registration. I think the motive of preserving historical beauty and architectural wonder is much more generous for future generations than allowing people to monetize neighborhoods so a few more investors can make even more money. That's the problem we're in right now. Everything is monetized. And I hope that we can think about, instead of a few of us making a lot of money today, we can think about all of us preserving our future beauty and opportunity for future generations. Go 49ers.
Okay. So, if your hand is raised in Zoom right now, we will take the 3 speakers with their hand raised after our last in-person public comment. So the 3 speakers on Zoom are Jeremy Levine, Jenny Mitchell, and Ali Sapperman. Lisa, please come on up and make your comments.
Good evening again, City Council. I've been sitting here listening to a lot of information about historic designations. Thankfully, 2 groups are organizing to correct the record. One is the City of San Mateo, and that is going to begin in the first quarter of 2024. And the other is the Baywood Neighborhood Association, which has already begun that effort. And I look forward to them refuting the misstatements of those speakers that came before me tonight. The fact of the matter is that a national historic designation does not affect local land use decisions. That is left to this city council to do. Designation as an historic district brings no obligation to the property or to the property owner. Remodels, additions, new fences and yards, updated electrical and solar, ADUs, and yes, even lot splits, all can still be done. Just ask any owner who lives in Glazenwood what it's like to be designated as historical. Less red tape? I say what red tape? Frozen in amber? Just another YIMBY trope. I joined the Heritage Alliance to help preserve and protect our city's precious historical resources, many of which are turning 100 years old as I stand here tonight. It's our city's obligation to protect them, and I'm thrilled that you're finally going to take steps to do so. Sometimes historical preservation is just that. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, no clapping. When we're having comments about items, it has a chilling effect on all different opinions. So if we're clapping excitedly for celebration, absolutely. But we don't
clap, cheer, jeer when someone gets up to the microphone to give their opinion, because all opinions, all comments are welcome here, and we don't want anyone to feel inhibited from actually coming up to the mic and participating. So I appreciate you understanding that. Okay, we're going to move to John Abnetter.
Good evening, Mayor Nash and the rest of the City Council. John Abnetter and my personal opinions this evening. I have changed part of my speech because I'm extremely encouraged to see the support has been poured out for you tonight, Lisa. I'm very excited to see what you're going to be able to do for the city over the next year, and personally welcome you to the hot seat. So I too have concerns about the historical district at Baywood, which is moving forward at a pretty quick pace. 100 years ago, Baywood was established as a segregated neighborhood for whites only. After a century of exclusion, Baywood is now the most segregated area in San Mateo. The original intent of a white-only neighborhood has been maintained at a very high level. Here in 2023, one of our main goals as a city is to provide housing for all with an emphasis on high opportunity areas. This is a blatant grab to encapsulate this one area and freeze it in time. All of you on this council have repeatedly upheld the importance of more housing through support of the general plan update. This historic designation runs completely counter to your repeated communications of housing for all. Lisa, I challenge you as our new mayor to take this circumstance and see what you're going to be able to do to bring the community together. It has definitely felt like it has not been a transparent process by any stretch of the imagination. And if you are able to show your leadership in this character immediately, it will bring a lot of support your way. I would suggest that this council formally request that the application to the State Commission be rescinded. To sit in silence and not challenge this blatant attempt to circumvent state housing law designed to combat inequality is effectively embracing the exact segregationist practices that have persisted since 1920. You cannot say you are supportive of housing for all and allow this application to go unchallenged. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to our, no. You know better. No. Okay, we're going to our Zoom comment. We have 3 comments, and last speaker will be Ali Sapperman. So Jeremy Levine, please go ahead.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Nash, the community. Jeremy Levine with the Housing Leadership Council. Congratulations, Mayor Nash and Deputy Mayor Newsom. HLC really looks forward to working with both of you on a lot of issues in San Mateo County, or in the city of San Mateo, and we're especially excited to work on promoting housing affordability. That's really what HLC is about. We work with communities and their leaders to produce and preserve quality, affordable homes. The campaign to create a historic district in Baywood began for a really simple reason: to make building new homes harder. The scale of the proposal is, I think, bigger than a lot of people realize. An earlier commenter noted that Palo Alto has 22 historic properties, and in the citywide evaluation they're doing, they have 150 properties approximately total. The Baywood proposal has 350 properties in it. All the technicalities aside, all the things people brought up about what the council can or can't authorize, this campaign to preserve the Baywood neighborhood began because a family remodeled their home with an ADU for a grandma to live in. This is a strategy that the Heritage Alliance has already indicated they plan to spread to historically preserve as many neighborhoods as possible. It's not about preserving history for the public benefit. It's about a subset of residents freezing as many neighborhoods as they can in amber. HLC supports historic preservation when it's for the public benefit. And we think that's a conversation that this council should have. But we need your help, Mayor Nash, and the rest of the council. We need your help to have a real community discussion about the implications of historic designation when there has been such a clear statement of intent by some of the proponents for what they're going to do if they succeed and what they're trying to achieve with this process. So really looking forward to all the things we're going to get to work on, and hoping to see some of your leadership on this issue as well. Thank you all for your time.
Next speaker, Jenny Mitchell.
Dear Diocesan staff, I'm Jenny Michelle, a native of San Mateo County, a resident of Menlo Park, and by trade, a commercial property manager with about 400,000 square feet of office product in San Mateo. Personal comments. I also want to thank the outgoing Mayor Lee for being an inspiration as a fellow working mom looking to affirmatively further fair housing. Congratulations to the new incoming mayor and vice mayor. I'm really excited to hit the ground running with you on the urgent matters facing the municipality and the region. I've spoken to this dais previously about my dire situation with providing labor for your needs. I am wholly against historical zoning. We are in a serious, dire housing shortage emergency, and I'm on the front line, guys. It's ugly and devastating, and my heart is broken. I grew up with dangerous and abusive parents and extended family members in our single-family home in Palo Alto. But I was safe at school, at the private school in Menlo Park, Peninsula School, with the Coleman Mansion. You guys ever heard of it? Although that building saved my life on several occasions, it's an outdated use of land that does not serve our needs with our climate collapsing. Historical preservation in a book is just fine with me. I challenge us to grow together. Do you really think the historical characteristics are going to be maintained through climate collapse? I'd love to hear your logic on that front, because as someone in the front line as an emergency responder, I just don't see that pathway. So I'm begging for your help. I need labor force right here in your backyard to bring you the vibrancy that you spoke about. Otherwise, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to be able to provide that. And I think we should upzone in all single-family zones. Let's give our kids a place to live here too. Thank you.
Last speaker, Allie Sapperman, please go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Allie Sapperman, and I'm here on behalf of the Housing Action Coalition. We submitted a comment letter, but because that's not published to the public, I want to go through some of the key points. Baywood's development in the 1920s and 30s featured housing convents explicitly prohibiting people of color from buying homes. Over time, the neighborhood has evolved into one of the city of San Mateo's most expensive areas, becoming one of the city's most segregated zones of white wealth. Recognizing Baywood as a historic district would only reinforce the neighborhood's history of racial exclusion. This is why the Housing Action Coalition strongly opposes the application to designate Baywood neighborhood as a historic district. Beyond the history of racial segregation, there are serious legal implications. Using historic districts to block housing is not just a loophole of state laws like SB 9, they also make it hard for the city to comply with AB 686. AB 686 requires jurisdictions to affirmatively further fair housing with the state of California. The goal of affirmatively furthering fair housing, or AFFH, is to combat housing discrimination, eliminate racial bias, undo historical patterns of segregation, and lift barriers that restrict access in order to foster inclusive communities and achieve racial equity, fair choice housing, and opportunity for all Californians. However, the establishment of a historic district in Baywood would exacerbate all of these challenges faced in achieving AFFH goals, particularly by limiting the production in a high resource area. Specifically, it becomes a fair housing concern as wealthier, predominantly white communities gain the means to assemble a historic district, thereby exempting themselves from state housing laws. We at the Housing Action Coalition have submitted multiple letters regarding the draft housing element. We expect that the creation of the Baywood Historic District will make it harder for San Mateo to achieve compliance in two ways. First, a historic district could present a new AFFH challenge requiring new programs, a central concern of the housing element. Second, it limits the production possible through state legislation to streamline housing and could slow San Mateo's progress towards meeting its RENA allocation. We urge the careful consideration of the broader implications of designated Baywood as a historic district, emphasizing the potential reinforcement of exclusionary practices and the perception of historical racial disparities. We call on the council to oppose the Baywood Historic District and reject the preservation of segregation in San Mateo. We do not need these unnecessary delays that a historic district would cause, and we do not expect that the city will have a compliant housing element if this is accepted by the by the city. Thank you.
Thank you. We are done with public comment.
All right. Thank you very much to everyone who made public comment. If I could just take a moment, City Manager, since there's been so much comment about the historic district, you might want to provide an update on the city's actions.
Good evening, Mayor. So the next steps for the city of San Mateo on historical districts will be, we are planning currently a virtual meeting that'll take place the first week of February. It'll be a virtual meeting where we'll talk about historical districts from the federal level, the state level, and also the local designation level, so that everyone has the same information, accurate information, and they'll be able to ask any type of questions, and there'll be a Q&A period as well. We've retained ARG as the consulting firm who will be providing information and a presentation to the community. So more information to come to the entire community.
Thank you very much. And if I could ask one other, we received a lot of comment in writing about the stormwater ballot initiative and questions about whether the fee automatically will always go up, and could the council ever pause that fee? So what can you say?
Happy to answer those questions, Mayor. So regarding the 3% increase that could potentially take place, there has to be annual action by the council to go ahead and take action whether or not to increase the fee 3% annually. Additionally, the council can take action to pause from collecting the fee in the future if they so like, and then also then restart at a later point in time as well.
Great. Thank you very much. All right. Well, I would like to ask everyone just to pause for 1 second, because we have an adjournment in honor of Supervisor Don Horsley that I think all of us would want to participate in.
And
With
if
a
I
heavy
could,
heart
through the
tonight-
mayor, before we adjourn, if I could just mention to everyone, we do have a celebration reception following this, so I'm seeing some people leaving. Please, I've got a ton of food.
Yeah. And don't forget the sangria. Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, then, in honor of Supervisor Horsley, with a heavy heart tonight, we adjourn in memory and in mourning the passing of an exemplary public servant and a true champion of our community, Mr. Don Horsley. With his recent departure, we have lost a dedicated advocate for transformative change, a man whose unwavering commitment to serving the most vulnerable among us has left an indelible mark on San Mateo County. Don Horsley's journey through life, shaped by his humble beginnings and early experiences, propelled him to become not just a former teacher, but a visionary leader whose bold ideas and compassionate spirit drove significant reforms. His deep-rooted empathy, forged through personal adversity and a first-hand understanding of the challenges faced by many, became the guiding force behind his lifelong mission to create a better, more inclusive community. From his early roles as a juvenile counselor and middle school educator to his tenure in law enforcement, culminating in his impactful service as San Mateo County Sheriff and subsequently as a distinguished member of the Board of Supervisors. Mr. Horsley displayed an unwavering dedication to improving the lives of others. His advocacy for mental health reform, a cause close to his heart, resulted in tangible change, notably marked by the establishment of a new mental health center. Don's relentless pursuit of progress extended beyond this as he spearheaded initiatives to enhance law enforcement training, modernize correctional facilities, expand access to parks, address homelessness, and fortify emergency preparedness. Through his 4-decade-long career, Don Horsley remained a beacon of integrity, kindness, and conscientious decision-making. His legacy is not merely a collection of accomplishments, but a testament to the essence of good governance, embodying empathy, understanding, and a resolute commitment to serve the greater good. His profound impact on San Mateo County will endure through the countless lives he touched and the transformative projects he championed. As we adjourn this meeting in memory of Don Horsley, let us carry forth his legacy of compassion, dedication, and unwavering service. And each of us think of one way we can emulate Supervisor Horsley. May his inspiring example continue to guide us as we try to build a more equitable and compassionate community for all. Let's pause for a moment of silence in Supervisor Horsley's memory. And thank you now. We will conclude our meeting and invite you all outside for a toast. I thank my fellow council members and hope that Councilmember Lee is feeling better and can toast us at home. So please, everyone, join us for some festivities, and the meeting is now adjourned.